Hello.
Well, welcome everybody to the first episode of Heart Centered and Headstrong podcast. I am your host, Rachel Tamilio, and you may remember me from Off the Deep End, which was a podcast I did for a couple years and have since discontinued. One of my guests on that show was my co-host today, Olga Vonchina, and I am delighted to have her working with me on this one. And Olga, would you maybe share a little bit about how we hatched this idea for Heart Centered and Headstrong?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm so excited that we are here at this point now because this is something very new for us, and we hope it's going to be something very beautiful for our listeners. Yeah. So how all this started? We met about 1 year ago.
Yeah, a little over that now.
A little over that, and you actually responded to one of my, I don't know what I was
Direct
offering.
message on LinkedIn, yeah.
Yeah, it was a direct message, and you responded, and we started seeing each other and started conversations, and we were working on your business a little bit, and then we continued until today. And it's not a business like a business relationship, but it's a friendship. This is what grew up from this first initial contact that we have. It grew up in dear, nice friendship, and I'm so glad that I'm here with you today.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I love it. And so we have a couple of things in common. And for anybody that didn't get to see Olga in my my other podcast, one thing you should know is we have both had a brush with death. We are both cancer survivors, and that's one of the reasons I think for the kinship we feel here. We are also both coaches and came to this profession as a result of the changes that we went through as we navigated through our health crisis and other crises. And so that's one of the things that we connected around. And as we've been getting to know each other, working together, and now developing this podcast, we have had amazing opportunities to recognize that a lot of women today are struggling with their, shall we say, midlife crisis. And that doesn't necessarily mean they're in midlife. I want to be clear about that, because in some ways, when I was going through cancer at 30 years old, in a way, that was a midlife crisis for me. It changed everything. And so, but today, what we see, especially as we work with people, our clients, women are struggling with this sense of something's not quite right. I've been doing this all my life or for many years, but it's just not doing for me what it used to. Or one of the places I love to play is I've always had this dream. There's something I've always wanted to do, and I just don't know how to get it started. I don't know how to move from what I'm doing to survive and take care of everybody else into something that truly feeds my soul. And that's where I love to play with clients is just helping them rediscover or discover for the first time where their heart, their passion, and their purpose really lies. Because for me, it's not, your purpose isn't out there somewhere. It's something you were divinely given.
Yeah.
And we are at our best, right? When we're walking in that. And society isn't always conducive to us doing what we feel called and led to do. We are and have been programmed to accept this rigid schedule and routine that forces us to suppress maybe who we really are and who we want to be. And so midlife is often the time where that kind of comes to the surface, and you're left feeling like, time's not on my side now, so what am I going to do about this, right?
Yeah.
And
I think that there comes the time that especially we as women start feeling like we're losing ourselves, right? in this all everything that is serving on is coming on our plate, in families, in workspaces and everything. So I think that it's very natural that this time comes when you say, okay, where is me in this story, right? Is there time for me? Is there space for me, for my dreams, for what I want to do, for what excites me? Or will I just follow what others want and what others need, and just be at service all the time? So yeah, and this is, I think it's a phase when women stop following the rules and want to do it in their own way, right?
Right. Yeah. Well said. And speaking of stories, maybe we should tell everybody a little bit about our own stories beyond just the cancer part. Obviously, I am from a different part of the world than Olga. And so, Olga, maybe if you'd like to share with us a little bit about your background, what you hear.
So I live in Slovenia in Europe. So my English is not very English, very American, should I say? But hopefully you understand me. Yeah. So I was working in the public sector for 35 plus years, and I still have this job. I work in finances, budgeting, accountancy, and stuff like that. But it was about, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago when I was totally stuck with this job and started thinking, what should I do? Where should I go? What I wanted to change in my professional life. So I started with coaching. I went through certification, and then I thought I would make my own coaching business, right? So that would be the place where I could make this change true. And yeah, I thought that's gonna be easier, but as you see, as I'm still in this job, it's not that easy. And on the other hand, I also took my time to actually align with what I really want, what feels right to me, and what feels like the right thing to do in this business.
Yeah. And so you grew up in Slovenia, or yeah?
Yes. I grew up. I have always lived here.
Yeah.
I never moved. I live in a small town, and my house is out of this small town. It's actually in the country. So I'm surrounded with a beautiful nature. And yeah, I really like living here. And in Slovenia, we don't move that much as you do in America.
Yeah, and you've got a garden, you've got some animals, and
Yeah, sure.
you're a mom and you're a wife.
Yeah. I have a son. He'll be 18 in a few months. And I have a husband. We have a beautiful house in the countryside. So I really like living here. Yes.
Yeah, awesome. And I am from a small town in Massachusetts. It's actually now a city, I guess, the city of Woburn. And I don't live far from there right now, but I haven't always lived in Massachusetts. So if you're listening to me and wondering, how can she be from Boston? She doesn't sound like she's from Boston. Well, the time that comes out is when I'm angry, frustrated. Otherwise, yeah, I don't sound like I'm from here for the most part, because I haven't always lived here. But my roots are here. I have 4 siblings, 3 of which are here, a niece and a nephew. I am in the parentless club at this point. Just a month ago, lost my dad, and my mom has been gone about 10 years now. So yeah, it is, New England is a beautiful place to live, and I love it. I love the landscape here, and one of these days I'd love to come see you in Slovenia, or you could come here.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
We would hike a lot, and yeah, it's a beautiful country, and I'm expecting you.
Yeah, let's plan on it.
Yeah.
So, but about the mission of this show, yeah, we both have a heart, obviously, to serve women that are in this place that we know so well of feeling stuck, feeling like something's not quite where I'd like it to be, but I'm not sure what to do about it. And Olga specifically works with new coaches that are just getting started, and I've coached across a couple different niches and still do. But what we hope to do in this show is really give you a sense of you're not alone in that. And aside from doing episodes where it's just Olga and I holding the time together, we're also going to feature some guests, and we're excited to bring you their stories. We ask them things about their own journey and how they've made it through some of the struggles that they've had and the triumphs that they've celebrated along the way. And so far, we have really hit the jackpot, I think, with the guests that we have had on.
Yeah.
And we're excited to be publishing those episodes very soon. But for now, we just wanted to give you a taste as to who we are, what we do, what our lives look like, and what the purpose of Heart-Centered and Headstrong really is. So we hope that you'll really enjoy this journey with us. We're learning as we go. Olga has never done any podcasting, and I've never had a partner when I've done it. So this is something very new to both of us, and we're having fun already. So yeah. So what else?
So as you said, I work with new, or should we say maybe early stage coaches and healers and maybe leaders, who are just becoming something new. Because we were talking before about this midlife happening, when you come to the point where you feel like something has to shift, right? And many times business is a vehicle to make this change in your life. It could be like it's a vehicle to make a change in your personal and also in your professional life, right? So many women, I guess, start their business, but they actually struggle with, being visible, starting showing up, getting clients and stuff like that, because they actually need to reinvent themselves. They are becoming someone else, somebody new. And it's this time of like recalibration that we need to go through so that we feel comfortable, confident. And I think this podcast is going to be all about this phase in our lives, right?
Yeah,
This is
for
the
sure.
purpose. This is the purpose of this podcast, to show you that you're not alone in this phase, that it's not just you that's happening just to you, but it's happening to so many of us, and that it's actually something good. It's not that you're broken, that it's not that something is wrong with you, but it's actually a beautiful part when new thing is coming, when you are becoming somebody new.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about life is as long as you're alive, you have an opportunity to keep reinventing yourself, right? You don't need to stay stuck in the same patterns that have been destructive or just kept you back. And, we both know what that's about, having those things in our life where we're struggling, we're stuck, and it takes, in our case, it took a crisis. It doesn't need to take a health crisis, but for us it did. And while I wouldn't wish that on anyone, the starting down that more intentional path about, what do I want life to look like? Beyond just surviving, beyond just paying the bills, beyond just doing what needs to be done, what do I want it to look like? And it has been, we're talking 20 years ago now, that I was sick with cancer and everything that happened as a result of that. But it has been an ongoing evolution. I think you could say the same, right? I mean, it is just once you start down that journey of inner work, you recognize this is just the beginning. Like every day, it's something else. And yet, not to get stuck in that, because I think this is where a lot of people get turned off by the idea of inner work and personal development is there's always something to fix. There's always something to heal. And that's just as destructive, I believe, as not growing at all, because you are enough, you are loved, you're not broken, you are learning constantly, and you cannot hold over yourself guilt and shame for something you had no way of knowing back whenever, right? That's been huge too, because if you're someone, and I believe we both did, grow up in somewhat of a rigid environment where this wasn't something that was even really talked about, and having to like seek support outside of your own inner circle was kind of frowned upon. Like, you should be able to figure it out. You should, this should be enough. And when you get to adulthood and you look back and you're like, but there were things I needed to know back then and didn't. And again, everybody does what they think is best at the time. It's nothing you can hold over anybody's head or your own. But as you grow, as you learn and grow and change, perspectives, new insights come along, and things shift. And we've, in the year that we've been working together, we've seen a lot of shifts in each other, even.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have made a beautiful point. It's actually, we all have this desire inside of us, right? And the moment you start listening to that desire, so many things show up, like doubt and fears, and everything is against you. And we need to go through this somehow. But if we are all alone and without support and without strong mindset, the danger is that we start losing ourselves, and that could affect our health, our relationships, and everything. So yeah, I think this is a strong point that we want to talk also on this podcast. How to navigate this change without losing yourself, right?
Yeah, without you losing your mind.
Sanity.
Is it? Because there's so much, and there's so much noise. This is something else we talk about too, especially if you're in any kind of business or wanting to start business. And this show, by the way, is not exclusively for business women, because anyone that it resonates with, I think, can take something from this, is that, there is something about when you're starting anything new and fresh, and all these things come up that challenge, like you just said, Olga, your doubts and your fears, they surface like they wouldn't otherwise. And as you start to put yourself out there, it happens all the more. And there's so much noise specifically about business. If you're in business, there's so much noise about how to do what to your business, like how to market, how to, you should never do this. And then somebody else comes along 10 seconds later, you should always do that. And it gets maddening. So, learning how to tune out the noise, that this is something else that when I work with clients, it's one of the first things that I ask them to do is reconnect with silence. Learn to be okay with just being in the quiet, reconnecting with your intuition, and tuning out the noise.
So this is really your strongest part, like reconnecting with yourself, following your intuition. As you said, those are really your beautiful sides, and you are brilliant coach in this views. And as you said, it's not always that we need some just more and more strategies and more this hype. Whenever you go out on the internet and follow the social media, I mean, it can so much overtake your emotions that you actually don't know what to do anymore, right? And it's really important that you pull yourself out of this and listen to yourself. I think that the most important thing is much more. I mean, I'm very much for strategies, to be clear,
I know that.
But strategies cannot solve anything. What you really need in this messy middle, as we call it, is really this alignment with who you are, who you want to be, who you want to become, what feels right. This self-trust. And when you build this inside of you, the strong message also forms. And when you have both, when you have this inner stability and this outer message, I think then you are ready to go out, to start showing up, to start marketing yourself. Because at that point, also strategies start to work, right? Before that, the strategies are useless because you're not able to follow them, right? But once you have this inner stability, this when you know who you are, what you do, what you stand for, who you want to work with, when you know the value of your work, and when you're able to introduce that value in a proper way, then I think also marketing strategies and all other strategies start to work.
Yeah, and I think that speaks to, we both have an understanding now about energy and how energy works, and it is a purely energetic thing. I think too, when you've probably seen different marketers and things out there, and some of them just, maybe it's a video that they're doing and they don't have the best lighting and they don't have the best whatever, but you find yourself watching it. Why is that? There is an energy they're transmitting. It's the authenticity you're feeling.
Yeah.
And I think, this might be a whole other episode that we'll do at some point, but this rise in conscious marketing is exactly that. It's giving people that wouldn't otherwise have a shot at being seen and heard. It's giving them opportunity to be seen and heard, because now, I think especially with AI and people getting kind of weary of, is this even real? I think what's real is going to be that much more powerful and resonate on a frequency that AI never could. I know AI can do a lot of things. I know you lean on it a lot, which is fine. But there's something that only a human presence can do.
Exactly.
And I think even with coaching, right, you hear a lot about, even coaching's going to go away because of AI. I don't think so. Because there's something, especially if you're someone that has like a highly sensitive personality, which I think to some degree you and I both do, you're going to pick up on a vibe more than you're going to pick up on the technology behind something. It's going to be the physical presence, even if it's online, because we can't be in the same room right now. But that was very quickly something that we both felt a year or so ago. That was very real. And I don't think that can be replaced with AI.
I totally agree, couldn't agree more. And I always say that your energy speaks before your words do, right? Yeah. You can have a perfect words, you can have like guidelines, what to write and how to write it, and you can have anything, but if you're not speaking from inside out, from who you are being, something is missing. And as you said, I totally agree that AI can never replace this. I sometimes I use it a lot, as you said, and sometimes I laugh, and you say, "How stupid you are!" to that AI, not to you, to AI.
Okay.
How stupid you are! You cannot say that. And really, IA cannot. It can never find out, the things that are between the lines, as we say. It can never read between the lines, right. And never the human mind, and mind, yes, but human emotion and your heart. That could never, ever come true.
Right. Yeah, you can get all the how-tos and the prompts and everything else you want from AI, but there are things I know just in this relationship that you have said that AI would never think to say by something that I typed in or said. It's a human thing. It's a soul thing, really.
It's a soul thing. Yeah, that's so beautiful said. Yeah, and we have a meaningful title of our podcast, right? Heart-centered and headstrong.
Yeah, because we both work with women that are both those things, right? And we are both those things. It's not that one of us is heart-centered and one of us is headstrong. We're both those things, just to be clear. And you'll see that as time goes on, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a beautiful. I like our title.
I do too. I like our
Yeah.
logo too. So as a reminder, Olga is ready to work with new coaches who are wanting to get their branding set up, their messaging set up, and just start putting yourself out there. And I am happy to work with anybody who's in the middle of trying to figure out what you even want to do. And so I have worked with founders, and I love working with founders, but I have also worked with people that are not in the place where they're starting a business yet. They're still just thinking about it. Or maybe it's not business at all. It's just life. You're trying to figure out where you want to go in life right now. And there's a lot of challenges around that. Maybe you've never had anybody in your corner. And this is something that one of the things that having a coach is so good, to have that support and to be challenged also to keep pushing forward. And so if that is something that you're interested in doing, please reach out to me. The information is in the show notes. And we will be joining you again soon. But for now, thank you so much for joining us on this intro episode of Heart Centered and Headstrong.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening and see you soon.
Awesome.